Gahamanyi viateur. Today I'm going to show you how you can create a Google form. First of all, you need to have an email account. Through your email account, you will be able to see Google apps. If you click there, you will see different Google apps. Namely, there are charts, there are Google Meet, there are Google Drive, Google Photo, Google Docs, Google Sheets, slides, and even you can see we are having Google Form. I click this Google Form. Interested in knowing how to create a Google Form. And of course, if you click Google Form, you will be looking different templates. And if you keep on scrolling down, you will see recent forms that I have created before. But since it is our first time, let me click a blank one. If I click here, you will see that my Google Form, the new Google Form have been opened. And for here, let me give it a title, let me call it a test. For example, I want to give a test to my student, then this is description. Let me call it section A. For here, you can put whatever description you want, depending on the type of Google Form that you are creating. Through this, you can be able to see different fonts. Like if you wanted to bold this, you can select, then click bold. You can make them, you see they are bolded. Can now even make it depending on the style, italic style like this one. You can underline it, you can insert a link depending on what you want. Also, you can see there are a numbered list. There are different options. And then if I wanted, you see that already I have I gave it the title and description. Then I want to add the first question. I click this sign plus. If I click there, of course, I will be able to see where to type a question. Let me say that a student will start by writing their full names. This is their names. And of course, here there are options. If you go there on the right side, you will see different options. There is short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, checkbox, drop down, for upload, depending on the type of the question that you have set. For us to write their name, it's just a short answer. Let me read this short answer as my option. So if I want to add another question, I click here and I get, let me say that they will select their gender. Of course, the gender, you see that I select multiple choice, where first option will be male, the second option will be female, so that my student will be able to select their gender. And of course, here you see this button. If you disable this, this means that even if a student can jump this step, he will be able to submit. But if I make it required, it means that if he or she jump this step, he will not be able to submit. Let me disable it. So add another, let me say country, where a student will be able to select a country. Then here, because the country is not, you want to select their home country in a list of countries. Let me choose this option of checkbox, where maybe a student may be from maybe having two different countries. Let me put Rwanda. Let me add option B, like Kenya. This is Kenya. Let me put the other Uganda, such that if a student is to select his country, he will be able to select. Let me hope that we are done with the basics information. Let me add another section. If you are to add another section, I click here. Look here. If I click, of course, the section of basic information have already been done. This is the second. Let's also give the title. Maybe let me say that this is section B, since the first was section A. And also you will be able to add whatever description you want. But I wanted to add the first question. For here, let my first question be what is trigonometry. Normally, since I wanted that my student will be able to answer this question by paragraph, I select option, then I choose a paragraph such that a student will be able to answer the question by writing a wrong answer text. And of course, I can be able to add the other question. Let me say list, for example, list or 6 trigonometric metric ratios. Suppose that normally here student need to answer I mean they need to use a paragraph, because out of those 6 ratios it's long answer text. I keep on enabling or selecting this paragraph option. Suppose that you are done with your question paper or Google form. If you see that there are some questions that you don't want, you no longer want, you can click here. If I click, you see that the other questions has already been deleted. And if you want to duplicate, you can duplicate. To duplicate means you can, if you click there, this question will come back. You see that the first question and also this is the other question which of the same. So you can duplicate the questions depending on what you want. And in case you wanted to insert a picture, you can select here. Of course, it will take you to the to different folders. You can browse here depending on the location where you wanted to take a photo in your computer. If you are done with your question paper and you find that you are ready to, you can click here. If you see very well, you can click here to see how your Google form will be looking like. If you see, I click the preview, you see that the student, if they open it, of course, it will be looking like this, where they will be required to answer to add their email, their names, and of course they will be able to select gender like this one. Of course, they will be able to tick the country. You can see I have used the checkbox so that if you if a student needed to either select 2 countries, it will be possible. Then after selecting, he will be able to click next to move to the next section. You see that the reason why it doesn't enabled me to move to the next is that I have made this as required, which means I have to fill in. Start by filling this. Suppose that this is my email. If I put names like this one, you see, and then I will be able to click next. That's why, that is the the reason behind of setting a question as required. The student will not be able to move to the next step without completing the first. Then if they finish to answer all of these questions, they will be able to click submit. You see that because I've made this as required, it will not allow them to move to the next step or simply to submit. Since I'm done, now a student will be able to submit. You can see that the response has been recorded. So this, I was on the side of a student. For me, as the one who creating my Google form, you see here, since a student have already answered the question or have opened the Google form, you see here there is a response 1. Of course, you can be able to manage the number of respondents. So suppose that you wanted to share this form to people. You can just share it via email, or you can click here to copy this link. You see the link is wrong, very long, so that I can click here to shorten it, to make it short. Then I will be able to copy it so that I can even share it maybe via WhatsApp. If I click, I can share it to WhatsApp, such that people will be able to see it. And of course, coming back to the response, if I click here, I will be able to see the number of respondents that have responded to my Google, I mean my Google form. Of course, with this, you can even create a Google Sheet. For here, if you click here, you will be able to create a Google Sheet. This Google Sheet will show you details. You can see that at this time, this email, a respondent with this email whose name is this one has selected to be a gender, the country. He have selected Uganda. This is the answer that he gave to the question number 1, to the question number 2, to the question number 3. Which means through this Google Sheet, you can be able to manage and see the respondents as well as the marks of the students in case you have set them. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will keep on giving you different things that you need to even level up your knowledge in technology, as well as any education, how you can introduce or the use of technology in education. Thank you very much.